reading from Acts, who was chosen to replace Judas, who took his own life. And we learned that the apostles felt it was only appropriate to replace Judas to keep the number at 12. Jesus deliberately chose 12 of his disciples to form his inner circle. Why? Because they symbolize the new tribes of Israel. Jesus comes to bring renewal to the 12 tribes of Israel through these 12 who were chosen. So that number was very important. And there are some significant things about how this event occurred. First of all, it was important that the apostles figured that the candidates be those who knew Jesus from the beginning of his public ministry. That means that they would have known him, would have been present at his baptism through his suffering and death. These apostles were to be witnesses to the words and the actions, the life of Jesus. We know that a larger group of people followed Jesus. We're told about 120 here. Therefore, the two candidates were those who were part of that larger group. Secondly, it's also important to note that Peter, who emerges as the primary spokesman of the apostolic community, did not take it upon himself to choose a replacement for Judas. He had the authority to do that. He could have exercised that authority. But he knew the importance of working together with the other apostles. They were, after all, collaborators in proclaiming the gospel. Finally, while it was Jesus who chose the original 12, he did not directly choose Matthias. He could have appeared to Peter, or he could have appeared to the apostles and told them, pick that man. But he left it up to them, really. They decided to propose two candidates. And then, it's interesting, they pray, asking the Lord to let them know which one he chooses. So, even though the apostles could have exercised their authority and made a choice, they wanted to know what the Lord's will was. So they prayed to him. And then they do an interesting thing. They cast lots. And through that casting of lots, they understood that Jesus had chosen Matthias. So I think this event really is kind of loaded theologically and gives us insight into the nature of the church. First, we believe that the bishops of our church are successors to those apostles. Through their office, they oversee the faith community. Their primary ministry and duty is to preserve the faith that has been handed on to them and to us by Jesus and the apostles. It also tells us that while the Pope is truly the successor of St. Peter, he chooses to exercise his ministry in collaboration with the other bishops. This is called collegiality. The college of bishops is to work as a body in teaching the faith and morals and preserving the faith. They do this in union with the Pope. Finally, we believe that while the bishops of our church have authority to govern the church, there is only one person who has complete authority in this way, and that is Christ. Even the Pope, bishops, must rely on prayer to know how to best exercise their governance of the church. Without prayer, without guidance from Christ himself and the Holy Spirit, the church would go astray and would probably end. So this event really, I think, and when I read it this morning, kind of gives us some hope that even in the most difficult times, our Lord is working through the Pope and the bishops of our church. If they are truly men of prayer, then they will know what the Lord's will is and how best to govern the church, and the church